Yeah, disappointed in the result. It goes without saying. I think I agree. I think we started the game really well. We were positive and on the front foot, and took the early lead from Georgia from a corner. And those 5 minutes after, I felt like we would really take control of the game, but we didn't. And it ended up being quite disjointed and disappointing way to end. I think we were quite open because we were pushing and we wanted that second goal and to ensure we won the game, but actually left ourselves a little bit exposed and ended up conceding. So it's something we need to reflect on. We'll be putting in the hard work during the week next week to ensure we're preparing for Fylde, and then preparing for our next league game. Lots of disappointments, but I think some of the players in the changing room there really summed it up well. I think it was reflecting on the experiences of last season, and drawing upon when we lost to Durham, it actually was the catalyst for our season, and we need to ensure that it doesn't become a hangover next week. So looking forward to Fylde in the Cup, and it's a different test, and it probably comes at a good time.
How much did the conditions today, because the weather's been awful, affect the match?
Yeah, it's easy to make excuses, isn't it, in terms of we couldn't play our own game, in terms of the weather and other bits. And, the ball was spinning all over because of the winds, and we couldn't get it down and play like we wanted to. But it's the same conditions for both teams. It would only be an excuse if we were using that. But I think it did play a part in terms of how we wanted to play and the style of football we usually play.
You touched on it earlier. This is an unfamiliar feeling for your players. Obviously, you lost last week in the FA Cup to Super League Manchester United, but it's been a long time since you lost a league fixture. So what is the challenge for you all now? Because it's 2 defeats in a row, and you need to respond.
Yeah, I think that's the key bit. It's just managing our response and ensuring that it's a positive one going into tomorrow. I think it's an unusual feeling because we're not really happy that we've got 3 points and we've got that momentum and upbeat mood in the camp. We've got some very deflated players in the changing room there and deflated staff. But we want to put it right. We'll make sure that we're putting absolutely everything into the week to make sure that we do put it right. But it's not an unfamiliar feeling. We lost 2 games last season and ended up winning the league. So, sometimes you need something to kickstart our attitude to really push on again.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, you mentioned that you lost 2 games last year and still came through and won. They're a good side as well, Nottingham Forest. I think they brought them back in. You've got Burnley to play, so it's still in your hands.
Yeah, I think when you're playing teams at the top of the league, it's very much about margins, isn't it? And I think when we played at the City Ground, arguably they had a better first half, and then we ended up pinching it with Casey in the second half and won the game. Today, again, it's margins. You've had one off the line from Nikki from the header. We've had another couple off the line in the last second there when we put Grace up for the corner, and it's tiny margins. And I thought it was moments we could have been more clinical, but equally we've just got to learn from them.
Okay.
Becky, how happy are you with the 3 signings that you've announced in the past couple of weeks, and how much that will spur you on to help the squad for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think we were all really excited with Beth, and I'd like to think the fans are excited with what they saw when she came on today. She's a good technical player. She fits exactly what we want in terms of attitude and values. She fits that with the club, which is great. She's got family from the northeast as well, which is important. So, I think she was bright when she came on. There was moments we saw a great little reverse pass in behind and a good cross that we could have connected to. But I thought she did well. Nikki's been a player who's played well for Durham and Sunderland in the North East for many years. She's got that championship experience. Obviously, she's not 100% fit yet. She's not ready to play a full 90 minutes yet, obviously coming back from pregnancy, but she's building into the squad well. She's a fantastic finisher in sessions, and we're excited to have her. And Lily's come to bolster our goalkeeping options. I think for Lily it's a development opportunity to train every single day full time with us. So she's got experience playing in the Northern Ireland national team, which will help us. But it's about making the sessions as competitive as we can make them, and having 4 goalkeepers in the sessions obviously makes the standard a lot higher.
And Becky, you obviously started 4 at the back against Man United, and again today when you've mainly done 3 at the back. What's the thinking behind that? Yeah,
we started with a 4, we ended up moving to a 3. I thought we looked more effective with a 3 when we changed, and when we had a double pivot centre midfield, I thought that helped reinforce our press a little bit stronger. But I think we're versatile in terms of playing different shapes, and I thought we performed well with the back 4 last week. We didn't want to change it up too much. We wanted to keep consistency and start the game on the front foot like we started the Man United game on the front foot, and we thought we were excellent in that game for 30 minutes. But there's moments of this that we'll reflect on that need to be better, but ultimately you can't let a defeat become a hangover. You've got to stay switched on and ensuring that we use the pain that we feel today and kick on and make sure that we win the next one.
And obviously you mentioned the Forest game in the first 45 when they were the better team. You were without Alicia in that first 45 and then without her again today. Is that a bit of a worry when you're missing her and just so influential?
I think goes again without saying. Alicia is an absolutely brilliant player. We miss her when she's not in the squad, of course we do. But ultimately, it's one player, and we've got an excellent group of players and a fantastic depth in our squad that we should be able to win the game without her. But yeah, she's a fantastic competitor and a very good player, especially for her age as well. So we missed her today, but I thought we had enough depth and enough quality to win the game anyway.
And just one final one on the fans. There was over 3,000 here. With these weather conditions, how happy are you to see everyone keep turning out week in, week out?
Yeah, unbelievable. The support from the fans is just brilliant, and that's what makes it even more disappointing that we couldn't send them home with 3 points. 3,000 that were here today, over 1,000 who came to Man United deserve to go away with 3 points today. So when we got the first goal, we should have built on it. We should have been more on the front foot and found the second quicker. And unfortunately, we didn't kill the game off. And ultimately, we all go away disappointed.